Okay, let me go ahead and share again, because probably that's what happened since I was on my iPad. Okay. Okay, here we go. Can you see it by now?
Yes. 5. Narrar hechos, eventos, historias de forma amplia, fluida y cohesiva. Y está en blanco ahí. Y amplia variedad de estructuras gramaticales, marcadores del discurso y un vocabulario rico y vívido. Utilizar los verbos modales y otras estructuras gramaticales para especular y deducir sobre una gran variedad de temas de forma amplia, fluida, cohesiva y coherente. Teacher, sorry, you are unmuted.
And I was giving the speech of my life. I was talking about everything, and I was like giving so many details about everything. And now I'm like, oh gosh. And you probably just saw me like, and you probably were like, what's happening with the teacher? What's wrong with him? No, I'm sorry. I didn't notice that I was muted. Okay, let me go back to what I was saying. Let me see what I remember from what I was saying. Okay, what I was saying is that the evaluation for this one, it's pretty much the same or very similar to the previous one. The difference is that we're gonna be having some activities that are different from things that we did last period. So we're gonna have a TOEIC exam, which is very similar to what we did last time. This one is just gonna be a little bit longer and maybe a little bit more challenging. Besides that one, we're also going to have classwork. This one is going to be divided in 3 different activities as well. And we're also going to have a topic exam. And of course, active participation, which is always key. As you know, I'm obsessed with active participation, especially level 9 and 10, because every class you're going to come, we're going to have different things to do, different presentations, different, I don't know, challenges. And of course, if you come and you participate, you get a 20%. And I think you always do, because the 4 of you, you're always participating, and I love that. So that's not going to be an issue. To tell you a little bit more about the things that we're going to be doing this period. Okay, first of all, the TOEIC exam is going to be what we already talked about, so no changes. For the classwork, we're going to have, this time is going to change a little bit. From the previous period, we are going to have, one of them is going to be the speaking session, but that was going to be just 10%. So it's most likely going to be smaller, but it's still hoping for you to prompt conversation within your classmates. Then besides of that, you're going to have to create a podcast. Okay. Have you ever created a podcast? Do you know what is a podcast? You do. Okay. So if you don't know, let me know. But if you do, that's great. If still, we can look for lots and lots of examples. But yes, you're going to be creating a podcast. And besides that, we're also going to have one of the classwork things that we're going to be doing is going to be called impromptu speech, which we have already done it, but this time is going to be evaluated. So later, I'll be letting you know about this. But impromptu speech, you cannot prepare anything. Don't worry about it. But the good thing is that I'm going to be asking you to talk about any of the topics that by that specific moment we have talked about. So there is no need for you to prepare anything or think about crazy things, because the idea is that by that moment you have acquire some level of knowledge in regards to specific topics, and that's the one that we're going to be using for the impromptu. And for the topic exam, that one is going to be on a specific type of speech. As you know, I don't know if you know, there are different types of speeches. So each one of you will be assigned a different type of a speech. And reaching the end of the period, you're going to have to present it. What is the fun part? I have 4 different types of speeches and you are 4. So pretty much each one of you is going to be doing something completely different. So while Tam could be doing entertainment, Alec could be doing informational, Fari could be doing persuasive, and which was the other one? Well, I'll look for it real quick. And the other one could be just for Tani. So you're going to be seeing all of you doing a different type of speech, which I think would be really cool. And I think that's pretty much when it comes to that. Well, in regards to active participation, I think there's no need for us to go over everything that we have there. But you know, pretty much it's like the rubric is gave the necessary information, intonation, flow of speech, and use of visual aids. Okay. But you know that what I care about pretty much is you coming to class and participating, working on whatever we have. So, okay, metodología de enseñanza y aprendizaje. Tani, can you help me with this one?
La metodología del curso es comunicativa y centrada en el aprendizaje de cada estudiante, donde el profesor es un facilitador y guía el proceso. Se utilizará la herramienta Zoom para las sesiones de clases sincrónicas para maximizar la interacción y la realimentación que pueda brindar el profesor. Las sesiones sincrónicas tendrán una duración de 60 a 90 minutos. Se recomienda que los estudiantes tengan constante participación en estas sesiones y que dispongan de la cámara web encendida. En caso de baja conexión, el estudiante tendrá que notificar al profesor indicando la captura de pantalla, el resultado de la velocidad en la página. Estas sesiones sincrónicas se llevarán a cabo en el horario establecido para el curso. En estas se llevarán a cabo algunas de las siguientes actividades: comprensión auditiva, diálogos guiados, discusiones, ejercicios de pronunciación, explicaciones y sesiones de retroalimentación. Para las sesiones asincrónicas se utilizará el correo electrónico, así como el envío de información y comunicación pertinente al curso. De igual forma, no se descarta el uso de alguna otra plataforma de comunicación, como lo puede ser el WhatsApp, siempre y cuando haya sido consensuado con los estudiantes. Para los trabajos asincrónicos, el docente podrá llevar a cabo algunas de las siguientes actividades: redacción de composiciones, ejercicios de comprensión lectura, ejercicios de gramática y vocabulario, ejercicios de comprensión auditiva, grabación de videos y audios cortos de los estudiantes, completando ejercicios comunicativos.
Perfect. Thank you, Tani. When it comes to the evaluation, okay, pretty much what it says there is la evaluación será diagnóstica porque se determinarán los conocimientos previos adquiridos por el alumnado durante su proceso de formación y experiencia. Será sumativa porque se utilizarán técnicas y procedimientos para calificar y documentar el desempeño del estudiantado. Finalmente, será formativa porque el profesorado realizará un proceso sistemático de recolección de información que se utilizará para reorientar sus actividades y las del estudiantado. Okay? Questions, comments, concerns at the moment? Nope. Okay. So right now, I think that was all for the program. We're going to start with something. As I said before, some of the topics that we're going to be covering right now might change. Entonces, so what I need you right now to do is the following. I need each one of you to think about 5 different topics that you would like to talk about this period, okay? They can be any topics. So think about those 5 topics, and I'm gonna give you a few minutes, don't worry about it. But to think about those, because we're gonna be voting about which topics we want to have in our this is pretty much for the speaking sessions. However, if there are topics that you genuinely like, we could actually keep them for something else. But this is mostly for the speaking sessions. Okay. Hey guys, ready?
Yes, teacher, I think so.
Okay, that's wonderful. Everybody, Tom, Ali, and Faudi, ready?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, awesome. Okay, let's go for it then. Okay, wait. Okay, Tani, can you send your, or can you tell me your topics? I think it's easier.
Well, um, self-knowledge and self-confidence.
Is that only one topic?
No,
Hmm.
it's like they say, well, I don't know. Yes, just one.
Okay.
Self, it's like the
Self-knowledge?
same,
Okay, okay.
in the same line.
Okay, no, that makes sense. I like that. Okay, uh-huh.
Well, like professions, careers, and how do you know what your ideal profession is? Basically
Okay,
about your our future.
okay, okay.
Because I don't know, I think, well, we are teenagers, and for me that's important.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, what is your topic?
And food, food, and the last one is literature.
Okay. Literature with what type of emphasis?
Honestly, I don't know. Um, I don't know. I think, well, maybe books or um express better when we grow. I
Okay.
don't know, because I think in my case I think that I need improve it.
You need to improve as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you gave me self-knowledge slash self-confidence, careers, and literature. Those are three.
And food.
Ah, food.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Food. And the last one is places and cultures of the world.
Okay. That sounds cool. Places and cultures. Okay, love that. Okay, thank you. Okay, Ale, tell us which were the five topics that you picked.
Well, mm, I started with psychology,
Okay,
um, music,
okay. I knew you were gonna say music.
art,
Okay,
and something like dreams, like related to the future, like family or your ideal job, something like that.
okay, like goals.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, 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 okay.
And well, I think we already used this on the past one, but entertainment. So
Okay, perfect, thank you. Okay, Tam, tell me.
Okay, something with freedom
Oh, cool.
and cultures,
Okay,
food like healthy food or junk food,
okay,
the difference, and occupations too.
okay.
And I don't know if choose can knowledge is power or holidays.
Knowledge is power or holidays?
Yeah.
That's a very interesting choice because I mean, both are so different, even one from the other. Um,
I don't know, teacher. What do you think? 'Think? 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 'Think?
Let's go with knowledge.
Okay.
I think knowledge could be cool.
Yeah.
Knowledge is power. This sounds very philosophical. Thank you. And Faudy, which are your 5 topics?
The first one is, well, I wrote them like a very large sentences, like the peculiar way of thinking of the people who have changed the world.
Okay, let me write it because that was a bit long. It's just a peculiar way of thinking.
Of important people who have changed the world.
Those. Okay, the next one.
Hidden talents.
Oh, hidden talents.
Hidden talents. Okay.
Uh-huh.
How to understand other people's feelings.
Oh, that would be interesting. Okay. Okay.
How the general way of thinking of society has changed throughout the time, like how it has changed uh, by the years, the way of our society, the way of thinking.
Okay. Let me see how can I phrase it in a better way.
How have we changed our way of thinking throughout the time?
Yeah, I wrote something like that. Okay. So now I'm gonna give you all the topics. I mean, how many we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We have 16 topics. If some don't appear here, it's because some of them were very similar to others, so I merged them. So that's why. Now you're gonna be first. We're gonna be voting to see which 4 topics are the ones that will be used for the speaking sessions. Okay. So I'm gonna give you. Let me see. Wait. Wait. Just in case, I'm creating a poll for you to vote. Okay, I couldn't add. Oh no, gosh, no. Keep editing. Okay. I couldn't add all the topics to the poll in WhatsApp because it's not letting me. But now I need you to go ahead and vote. It's in the WhatsApp group, please. Vote for from all those, your top 4. Okay? It doesn't have to be the ones that you said. It has to be like the ones that you consider more interesting. Okay, let me fix myself a team. I'll be right back. Okay, now let me see which are the top 4 that you have selected. Wow, we have a lot of, okay. So the one that for like it's that already got like 4 votes was places and cultures. So that's gonna be our first top 4. Places and cultures. So that's gonna be there. Then in okay, goals in life is the one that got 3 points. Goals in life. And then I have 5. No, 4. 4 self-knowledge, careers, freedom, matters, and people's feelings. Hmm. In goals in life, we could do a slash careers. So we could actually merge them. So we have 3. From those 3, we need to say like 1, self-knowledge, freedom, how to understand people's feelings. I feel like how to understand people's feelings could be cool. How to understand. Okay, so we're only missing 1. We have freedom and self-knowledge. Which one do you think? Raise your now, okay. Raise your hand if you would prefer freedom.
Or which other, teacher?
It's freedom or self-knowledge. Okay. Okay, wait. Let's do this. Let me create another poll. Okay. Okay, there you go. I already sent a new one. Freedom versus self-knowledge. Make your choice. Self-knowledge. Okay. That was unanimous. Self-knowledge. Okay. So, I think this is very interesting because 3 of the 4 topics are related to psychology, because goals in life or careers, in a way that takes a lot with like goals in life. It could be like how to set up goals and stuff like that. That'll be psychology. And then we also have how to understand people's feelings and self-knowledge. So that is very interesting because I could actually try to make this course a little bit more into the psychological type of point of view that you're looking for. I think that'll be very interesting. Okay, so the way that they're gonna be divided, it's places and cultures, goals in life slash careers, how to understand people's feelings, and self-knowledge. Okay, guys, so we're gonna be dividing them. These are gonna be the 4 speaking sessions that we're going to have. We're gonna have a different speaking session per week. Of course, we're not gonna start right now. So we're gonna have a different speaking session and we're gonna have them in that same order. We're going to have places and cultures, goals in life slash careers, how to understand people's feelings, and self-knowledge, okay? So questions, no question, no. We're gonna have them in this order. Let's go ahead and do a raffle, okay? Do you wanna choose or do you wanna have a raffle? What do you prefer? A
Sorry,
raffle,
what is a raffle?
una rifa.
Okay.
What do you prefer, guys?
I prefer raffle.
Yeah, I think
I
it's like
think it's better.
Okay, don't worry. Let's go ahead and into a raffle. Let me create one over here real quick. Okay. By the way, while I share my screen, I didn't tell you. I went to see my favorite artist live. I went to see Billie Eilish. I was so happy to see her. I was so close to her. So, I mean, I've been to concerts, but like usually like people like they're good, but not people that I genuinely enjoy their music that much. And I went to see Billie. It was life-changing because I really like music and I love her music. So, yes. That's why last week was a great week for me. Now let me share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so as you know, the order of the 4 topics will be first places and cultures, then goals in life slash careers, how to understand people's feelings, and self-knowledge. Okay. So what we're gonna be doing is the following. We're gonna have the same order. The first person that appears here is gonna be the person taking number 1, the second person taking number 2, so on and so forth until all of them are divided. Very important. For this one, we're gonna do it slightly different from the last time because for this speaking session, we're gonna get together for a few minutes just. So for example, let's say that next week we have the first speaking session. So I'm gonna be joining or getting together with, I don't know, Faudi to see what Faudi has already planned for the next week. And if I'm gonna be giving Faudi feedback. Like Faudi is gonna say, teacher, I wanna talk about this and present this, and this is what I have already prepared. So I can see that and then say, oh, I think that's great. However, we can do this or add this or stuff like that, okay? Just to kind of help you edit your presentation and make sure that it looks very like it looks beyond amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna give you like personalized feedback. It's just gonna be a few minutes, so don't worry. Not like I'm gonna take like an hour or more. It's just a few minutes to see what you have done in regards to the topic, and then I'll give you some feedback in regards to that. And then so you can prepare that for your speaking session. So that happens before you actually present it. But let's go ahead and start. Wait. Do you hear the sound? Just me? Oh, I thought you could hear the sound.
Teacher.
Okay, Ale, you're gonna be the first one, literally presenting, and you're the first one here. So Ali, your topic for the speaking session is going to be places and cultures. Okay. Okay, let's go for the second person. Tani, you're gonna be taking over goals in life / careers. Okay, let's see who is the last person. Okay, Fauri, you're gonna be taking over. It's very interesting because it's the one that you proposed. Fauri, you're gonna be taking over how to understand people's feelings. And well, we don't need to do this one, but it's still a service. We know who is missing. And Tom, you're gonna be taking over self-knowledge. So you're gonna be the last one presenting because we're gonna have one per week. Okay. So you're gonna be the last one presenting, and this is your topic. Questions, comments, concerns.
Sorry, teacher, when are we going to start this kind of thing?
That's a really good question. Thank you. We're not gonna start this right now. We're gonna start them in week 3. So this week and next week, you don't have to worry. So for example, Ali is the first one. So I'm gonna be getting together with Ali. Oh, we could actually do it in class. Because I could let you guys leave a little bit earlier, and then you guys, and I could stay with the person that is planning. Yeah, I hadn't thought of it. Okay, yes. So we're going, for example, with Ali, it's not this coming Wednesday, no, Thursday, but the following Thursday. Okay. So from this Thursday in a week, I'm going to stay with Ale for a few minutes after everybody has left to give feedback in regards to what Ale has prepared. Okay. So by that specific moment, Ale hopefully would have prepared something that we can look at together and that I can say, I think that's a great idea. That's a great take on it. So let's do this, or maybe no, this is not amazing. So let's change this for something else. Okay. So, and that's going to happen 1 week before. So for example, Ali is presenting in week 3. So the second person, which is Tani is presenting in week 4. So I get together with Tani on Thursday of week 3. Okay. So like Tani is going to have like a week before to pretty much get feedback from me and work on different enhancements of the presentation, so on and so forth. Of course, I'm going to be remembering you like, hey, we need to get together this week or stuff like that. But don't worry about it. Questions, comments, concerns?
One question, teacher.
Yes.
How much do this speaking session has to last?
It can take more than that, but I'm expecting like around 30 minutes.
Okay.
So these ones are not supposed to be that long. Just 30 minutes is more than okay. And that's why we're going to have them every week. So we don't have to have them, all of them the same week, because it could be tiring to be speaking in every speaking session. So we're going to have them spread so you could actually present. Okay. Questions? Nope. Okay.
Sorry,
Tell me,
we
Bob.
have to present, for example, on Thursdays, and before this day, we have to be preparing all these things, right?
Mhm. Yes, exactly. So for example, let me give you a specific example. So Ale is presenting in week 3. This is week 1. So Ale is presenting on the 13th. No, wait, because we have Holy Week. So wait. I would need to double check to see if Holy Week is moved or what happens with that. But supposedly, for example, no, we're gonna move Alice. Alice, we're gonna move yours just to make sure that you not to affect you. So Ale, because next week is Holy Week, so we're not gonna have classes. So for example, Ale is gonna be presenting on the 20th of April, which is a Thursday. So Ale and I will stay at the end of the class on Thursday, the 13th, to see what Ale has prepared, or yes, what Ale has prepared pretty much for the presentation, okay? I'm not expecting everything to be finished, of course, but the idea is that you already have something to work on so I can give you feedback, okay? So Ale is gonna get my feedback on Thursday, the 13th. So for Thursday, the 20th, Ale is gonna be ready with his presentation. So he's still gonna have like an entire week to prepare, make any improvements, or maybe it's perfect. Maybe you're like, Ale, this is mind blowing. This is perfect. I love it. No changes. So he has to finish it and that's it. So for example, Tani, that is the next person, Tani would be presenting on the 27th of April. So on Thursday, the Thursday that Ale presents, at the end of the class, I stay with Tani. So I give Tani feedback in regards to the presentation that she's going to be giving on the 27th. Okay? Then on the 27th, I get together with you, Faudi, and to give you feedback because you're presenting on the 4th of May. And on the 4th of May, I stay with Tam to give her feedback for the May the 11th, which is the day that Tam has to present. Okay. Awesome. Any more questions, comments, concerns? No doubts? Okay, wonderful. Okay, guys, right now we're gonna be doing super quick is when I know that we're not present, however, as you know, some of the things that I really like about this specific level is that when we talk about presentations, it's not necessarily only virtual presentations. As you know, nowadays we're going more and more into this face-to-face reality, going back to it. So I know that probably in high school you're going like you go to the high school every day, and if you go to university, chances are that you might need to go to university every day as well. Okay, like face to face. So for that reason, when we're presenting, it's very important to take into consideration our body language. When our body language is hunched and even our tone of voice is not good or so, we are sending a message to the person that is looking at us. I don't know if I gave you this example last time, but once I had a student, I have a Funko Pop here, but I'm going to use it like a ball. And I had a student that was presenting and she was like, and because she was really nervous, and I understand that. However, like seeing her like was so distracting that I got lost in what she was saying. And I was only looking at how nervous she was because this, like, it even made me nervous. Like, why is she so nervous? Like, so that's why we're gonna watch a quick video. I think it's very fun because it's a guy that is not saying anything but trying to look smart. And you're gonna see what I mean when you watch the video. Okay, after that we're gonna discuss it a little bit.
When the stakes are high at work, your tone matters. Grammarly's advanced tone suggestions can help. Because when you write with just the right confident tone, you can meet any challenge to move your project forward.
Can you see my screen? Awesome.
Yes.
Hear that? That's nothing. Which is what I, as a speaker at today's conference, have for you all. I have nothing. Nada. Zip. Zilch. Zippo. nothing smart, nothing inspirational, nothing even remotely researched at all. I have absolutely nothing to say whatsoever. And yet, through my manner of speaking, I will make it seem like I do. Like what I am saying is brilliant. And maybe, just maybe, you will feel like you've learned something. Now, I'm going to get started with the opening. I'm going to make a lot of hand gestures. I'm going to do this with my right hand. I'm going to do this with my left. I'm going to adjust my glasses. And then I'm going to ask you all a question. By show of hands, how many of you all have been asked a question before? OK, great. I'm seeing some hands. And again, I have nothing here. Now, I'm going to react to that and act like I'm telling you a personal anecdote. Something to break the tension, something to endear myself a little bit, something kind of embarrassing. And you guys are going to make an awe sound. It's true. It really happened. And now I'm going to bring it to a broader point. I'm going to reel you back in. I'm going to make it intellectual. I'm going to bring it to this man right here. Now, what this man did was important, I'm sure. But I, for one, have no idea who he is. I simply Google image the word scientist. And now, you see, I'd like it to seem like I'm making points, building an argument, inspiring you to change your life, when in reality, this is just me buying time. Now, if you don't believe me, let's take a look at the numbers. This is a real thing that's happening right now. The number of talks that I'm giving is 1. Interesting facts imparted thus far in said talk, well, that's going to be a 0. My height in inches is 70.5. Note the 0.5 there. 2 times 6 equals 12. And then interestingly enough, 6 times 2 also equals 12. That's math. 352 is a 3-digit number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then almost immediately following that, we get 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, to add more filler here, I'm going to give you a couple more numbers to consider. 18, 237, 5,601, 2.6 million, 4, 24, staggering. These are real numbers, all of them. And to follow that up, let's take a look at some graphs. Now, if you take a look at this pie chart, what you're going to see is that the majority far exceeds the minority. Everybody see that? Cool, isn't it? And let's take a look at this bar graph, because it shows similarly irrelevant data. Now, I'm doing this because I'd like to make it seem like I've done my homework. If you were, say, watching this on YouTube with the sound off, you might think, huh, OK, this guy knows what he's talking about. But I don't. I'm floundering, panicking, I've got nothing. I'm a total and utter phony. But you know what? I was offered a TED Talk. And damn it, I'm going to see it through. Now, if you take a look behind me, these are just words paired with vaguely thought-provoking stock photos. I'm going to point at them like I'm making use both of my time as well as your time, but in reality, I don't know what half of them mean. And now, as these continue, I'm just going to start saying gibberish. Wagga wah, gabba gabba, turkey, mouth in a mouth, chip, trip, my dog Skip. Rip it and dip it, Richard. I'm an itty-bitty baby bopper, and I'm hungry in my tum-tum. Brad Pitt, Uma Thurman. Names, things, words, and more things. And see, it feels like it might make sense, doesn't it? Like maybe, just maybe, I'm building to some sort of satisfying conclusion. I mean, I'm gesticulating as though I am. I'm pacing, I'm growing in intensity. I'm taking off my glasses, which, by the way, are just frames. I wore them to look smart, even though my vision is perfect. And now I'm going to slow things down a little bit. I'm going to change the tone. I'm going to make it seem like I'm building to a moment. And what if I was? Amazing, isn't it? What can you do? Life's a roller coaster. You know, if there's one thing you take away from my talk, I'd like you to think about what you heard at the beginning. And I'd like you to think about what you hear now. Because it was nothing, and it's still nothing. Think about that. Or don't, that's fine. And now I'm going to stop talking. Thank you.
Okay, guys. So the first question, did you like the video?
Yes, teacher.
Yes,
Yes,
teacher.
teacher.
Was funny and interesting.
It really is. That's why I like it. I think it's really fun. And I also find it very interesting. Okay, so what do you think of it? Tell me.
I think it's pretty original. I think it is not what you expect from a TED Talk, so I think it's something really different. And of course,
Okay.
it was fun. So yeah.
Yeah, and for me, it's very interesting see how the way of seeing things and or gestures,
Gestures.
gesture,
Gestures.
gestures,
Gestures.
gestures influence in the message that people receive.
Exactly. That is in this. You actually said the key point. It's these gestures are body language, and the way that he was talking, the way that he moved, the way that he talked, like even when he takes his, or he adjusts his glasses, all these things is body language, and this is sending a message to the person that we're listening to, that we're saying this to. So even if it's a presentation, if it's not a presentation, body language is key. Faudentani, anything that you want to say about the video, like your thoughts on it?
Teacher, for me, I don't know. It was crazy because I thought that he was saying something, but he really I don't know, doesn't saying something interesting. So
And
it was funny.
And I like when he actually said, like, if you watch this video without any sound and you're just watching him, you might think he really knows what he's talking about when he's not saying anything. I mean, he's not going deeper into any topic. So, but again, all of these is body language, and these are just tips. So even when you're presenting, the fact that you are, for example, like you have your back straight, you're like this, and in the way that you're speaking, everything that you're doing with your body and your voice, it's projecting, and people can tell if you're nervous or if you're not. But if you don't take care of your body language, it actually is going to work. A quick anecdote: when I started university, like hundreds of years ago, I was in a theater group. And I remember there was this exercise where we were asked to think about a character or something like that. And then the director of the theater group said, do I have any volunteers? And I was I was super shy. So I was like this, right? And he only approached me and he said, guys, just for you to see how much body language says. He put his hand on my shoulder and he said, Louis, you're first. And that was because my body language was telling him that I was panicking, that I was incredibly nervous. And of course, I mean, I was like this. So imagine all the message that I was sending. If I hadn't done that and if I had been like this, like short, like confident, like very aware of my posture, he wouldn't have asked me to be the first one. But I was so nervous that he said, okay, let's break the ice with a person that is very nervous. And that was me. So again, body language is very important, even for us that we're here presenting, the way that we're posing ourselves, the way that we're speaking, the confidence. When we're presenting, if we have rehearsed and we know the words and how to pronounce them, how to say the lines, then that's important thing. As I don't know if I have ever told you this, but something that I usually tell my students is, I don't know every single line that you're going to say. So as a tip, use that, because if you forget a word or a line, I'm not expecting you to, I'm not gonna say like, tam, that's not what you were gonna say. No, because I don't know what exactly everything that you're gonna say. But if you forget something, make it better. Go and expand deeper in it, or go and say something else, but make it and buy it. Like, do it in a confident way that nobody's gonna know that what you're saying you just invented. In high school, last year, I think I asked my students to come up with their own city, to create the city, like to describe the inhabitants, to describe the place, the economy, everything, the different types of jobs that they will be within that city. And I told them, some of them panicked presenting, and I told them, guys, I have like 30 cities to check. Do you really think that I'm going to remember if your inhabitants are small, big, or turquoise? Of course, I'm not going to. So if you forget the color of their skin, give me a different color. It doesn't really matter. All I care about is how you're presenting the information that you're presenting. That's what I care about. So because if you sound confident, you already have like 50% of my attention. Then what you're saying and the way that you're saying it, that's gonna be another thing. Okay. Next question. Do you agree with his tips, like tricks, like pieces of advice? What do you think of his tips?
Well, by using some kind of tools like the images, the television, the way he moves from or around the stage, it's kind of interesting as he is exposing nothing, but he like is giving us the ways or the tools that people use to present something. So this is like the basis to present in front of a public.
Exactly, in front of an audience. Okay, do you guys agree? Do you disagree? What do you think about his tips? Was there any tip that you love? Or was there any tip that you didn't like?
Well, I think that things like images, of course, the body language, are things that can help you to say in I don't know to express in a better way what you want to say, basically.
Agree.
I think that well, mainly confidence and body language are the things that being comfortable is one of the most important things when you're doing something like this. And of course, images to give you more like, to convince the people or the audience that like about what you're talking about.
Exactly. That is very, very true. I agree. Tam, anything that you want to add?
No, teacher, I totally agree. I think these tips can change everything, the message and everything.
I agree with you guys. Super quick. He gave a tip that I really like, that I feel some people are not aware of or they don't use as much as they should, which is breaking the tension. Okay. So the thing is this: the people that you're presenting to, they're human beings. Well, I think, I don't know. Because what if you are presenting to ovnis later? Well, not ovnis. It'd be like spaceman. Or what if you're presenting to, we don't know, right? But in the moment, let's say they're only going to be presenting to people. So if you're presenting to people, these are people. So they have feelings, they have anecdotes, they have these type of things. So it's very common to hear an anecdote or a small joke or something to break the tension, so you're able to connect with them. If you're able to connect with the audience, this is going to be way, way easier, because then people are going to look at you and not say like, Tamara. They'll be like, oh, Tam, oh, that's so funny. Like, that was so good, because they have already connected with you. So for example, if you're going to talk about, I don't know, let's use the topics for Places and cultures, Ale topics. And then Ale says, okay, so I want to start by saying that, or ask you guys, have you ever gotten lost in a city, in your country or outside of your country? If that has happened to you, then you're going to be like, oh yeah, I remember I was in Egypt, I was in San Jose, I was in Bogota, blah, blah. And then that moment, Ale is connecting with them. Because Ali can be like, okay, let's hear a few of you. Like, what happened to you, Tam? Like, what happened when you got lost in that city? Oh, Tani, how about you? And then Ale is letting you guys participate and connecting with you. So that is a way of breaking the tension and a really good piece of advice. Okay. Ali, you cannot use this one, just in case. But again, yeah, this is a very good tip, not only for Ali, but for everybody. Like whenever you're presenting, the connecting with the audience that you have in front of you, it's, I mean, it's vital. It's vital. Okay. Okay, that was it for that specific video. And let me see if I'm missing something. No. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna be doing is the following. We're gonna you are going to do something. Right now, what you're gonna be doing is you're going to be creating something real quick. Okay, so you are going to choose your favorite movie. Everybody has a favorite movie. Well, TV series. Hopefully you have one. Do you have one? Everybody. Okay. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be taking your TV series and you're going to change the ending completely. So for example, if the ending is that, I don't know, that the couple got married, you're going to say, no, they didn't get married. The girl actually decided to go with, I don't know, someone from a different country, blah, blah, blah. But this is the thing. You're going to come and you're going to present it in the most confident way you can to see if we can buy it, if it sounds reliable, let's say. Okay, but this is the interesting part. You're not only going to present it to present that, you're going to be presenting both the original ending and the ending that you created. But you're going to present them so confident, both of them, that is going to confuse us to see which one is the original ending. So you're not going to tell us, oh, this is original, this is the one that I invented. No, you're going to present, let's say, one ending, and then this is the other ending. And we're going to vote to see which one we think is the original ending. This is just to start working on your confidence. Remember, if you're confident enough, you can sell everything. Okay, clear?
Teacher, can I do this with a movie? Because I don't know. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, that's why I said, like, if you have a book, that's great. If you don't have a book and if you have a movie, great. If you don't have a movie, you have a TV series, then you can use a TV series, no problem.
Teacher, that we have to tell the story or
Yes, you're gonna describe in a nutshell what happens in the TV series. For example, let's say that you're going to choose How to Get Away with Murder. So you're gonna say, so this is a story about a group of students that did this and this, blah, blah, blah. This happens, and at the end, blah, blah, blah. And then that part is where you might change it or not. Where we're going to find out if you change it or if it's the original one. Okay?
Okay.
You guys, you ready to finish or did you finish?
Yeah, teacher.
Okay. Tani, Tam, and Faudy, did you finish?
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
Teacher, I just need like 3 or 2 minutes.
Okay, no worries.
Me
Tani, how
too.
about you? Okay, no worries. Okay, let's do 5 just to make sure that you can finish, like you're not in a rush. It's already almost 7:50 at 7:55. We can start with the presentations, okay? If you're already finished, like Faudy and Ale, you can start working on your confidence. Remember, you don't need to tell us which one is the real and which one is not which one is the fake one. You need to sell them equally confident so we can be confused by it, and then we need to decide. Okay, guys, let's go ahead. Who wants to start? Not so many volunteers. One is more than enough. Okay, let me volunteer you. Let me see. Usually we say ladies first, but let's change that. Let's start with the boys. Ale or Fabri? Yeah, I have a number in my mind. Ale, give me a number from 1 to 10.
2.
No. Fabri, the person who gets who guesses the number chooses to go first or in which position he wants to go. Okay, Fabri?
3.
No. Ale?
7.
Yes, that was the number. Okay, so do you want to go first or in which position do you want to go?
I don't know, maybe I can go after Fabri. So
Okay.
second.
Okay, so Fabri, you're first, pretty much. You were set up to be first, and then Ali is second. Then we can have Tam and Tani. Yeah, that'll be the order. So let me write it here real quick. So we're gonna have Fabri, Ali, Tam, and Tani. Okay, Fabri, whenever you're ready.
Okay, right now I'm ready. Well, this is a very interesting story, a very peculiar one. Maybe some of you can have seen it, I don't know, but it's something that has become very popular. Well, in this first scenario that I'm presenting to you about the movie called Batman v Superman, these both superheroes tend to have a rivalry um, um, against each other as people, and also Batman sees Superman as a menace to society or humanity. That's how Superman tries in many kind of ways to show the contrary. He is a normal person, though he has these powers he was given. He is a good person, so he is not a menace to society. But then Batman continues to have this negative mentality, and that's how he looks for some ways to make him accept he is a menace, and that he has to retire from the world. But then something interesting happened. A man that is in fact the real enemy, called Lex Luthor, created a way to make them become or have a stronger rivalry. But as he created an alien that is way stronger and more dangerous than both of them, they have to group together as there's no choice. So they have to fight against that monster um, to to um, to beat it, right? And to stop this menace that is super dangerous to the world. And as they win the battle, both of them, of these kind of superheroes, they end having a great relationship, and then they also become very close. But after a moment of peace, people continue to argue that Superman doesn't belong to the Earth, so he has to retire. But then Superman decides to go way far from the world. He decides to go to a very hidden place in the planet with his girlfriend. They end up getting married, and after some moments, the other villains appear, and he has to return to work with Batman, and they create the Justice League. This was the first scenario. In the other one, it's kind of the same story. This rivalry continues. Then Lex Luthor creates the alien, and they don't have no choice. They have to group together to destroy the enemy, as it doesn't menace, it becomes a stronger menace to society. So they group together again, and then they fight against it. Superman finds a way to beat it with a very sharp object that has a substance that can destroy it. He achieves his aim, and then like the monster has or pierces Superman's body with his claws, and that's how Superman dies. It is kind of a very dramatic ending because Superman was seen as a menace to society, but then they tend to have kind of feel that they needed him to support their needs. And these were the two scenarios.
Okay, guys, now it's time to vote. Which one do you think is the real one? Which one do you think is the fake one? Pauli, don't tell us yet. Okay, let's just start with Tani. Tani, do you think the first one was the real or the fake one?
Well, I think it's the maybe the fake one.
The which one? The first one is the fake one?
The first one.
Okay.
Yes.
Ale, how about you?
I don't know. Actually, I remember watching the movie, but I don't know why I don't remember like anything from it. So I would say that I don't know that the first one is fake. I don't know.
Okay, it's interesting because as Fari was describing the movie, I also remembered the movie and I was like, I know I've watched it, but I don't remember most of it. I was like,
Yeah.
honestly, like both of them could be like real to me. I'm like, I don't know. I was really looking for cues or something. Tam, how about you?
I think the first one is real.
Okay, so the second one is fake.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go with you, Tam, because Ale and Tani, they voted for the first one. So Fari, which one is the fake one? The first one or the second one?
As Danny and Ale said, the first one was the fake one.
The first one was a fake one. Okay, but it was well done, Farty, because I mean, and lucky you, we didn't remember, so we couldn't say like, oh no, the first one, no, because we didn't really know, like we didn't remember. So both of them were good enough in order for us to actually be like fooled by them. Okay, Ale, go for it.
Well, before I began, I want to say that I think that maybe all of you are going to like have to guess without knowing it because I'm not sure, of course, but I think none of you have seen ever The Godfather. Please tell me if you have,
No,
because it's my favorite movie, and I think you haven't. But I'm going to make a resume of like the script of the movie, and I'm going to give you both endings.
summary.
So, so the film is about an Italian mafia family, which name is Corleone, which is led by Vito Corleone, also known as the Godfather, which gives the name to the movie. During the film, we met one of the Godfather's sons, which is the youngest of the three and the least involved, like with the crime, with the mafia, which name is Michael. And during the movie, there will be a series of murders in which he will be involved, and he will be forced to leave the country for that same reason. Sometime later, the peace is agreed between the main five mafia families, and Michael will be able to return to the country now that the situation is safe for him. Now, I'm going to give you both of the endings. The first one says that Vito Corleone, the godfather, and also Michael's father, eventually dies of old age, and given the inability of another son to take command of the family, this weight falls on Michael, sees himself, with the passage of time, corrupted by that life and becomes what he hated the most, someone like his father. Or the ending two, which says that Michael is convinced by Barsini, leader of another Italian mafia family, to hand over his father in exchange for protection. Because, well, Michael never gets too involved in mafia, and because he grew up away from his father, he decides to turn him in to the police, ending the film with a scene where he shows how Vito Corleone, his father, and all the other members of the family are sentenced and taken to prison.
I like both endings. They're so interesting. Okay, guys, let's start. Faudi, you're the first one to vote. Which one do you think it's the end, the real ending? The first, oh, tell me, which one do you think is a fake one?
I think the real one is the second one. I think, but I haven't seen this TV series.
No, and the thing that I like about it is that both of the endings that Ale created, first, he said them like very confidently, and on top of it, I mean, like they both seem like something that could actually happen. So that's why it makes it so difficult. Tani, let's go for it. Which one do you think is the real one or the fake one?
Well, I'm gonna say that I think the real one is the first one.
Okay. And Tam, how
Yeah, me too. The first one.
the first one? I actually think the first one is the real one, but I really don't know because I've never watched the movie. Ali, which one is the real one?
Well, you were right. Actually, the first one is the real one. Yeah.
So you see, we were not that lost. Yeah, it's because I thought, and I was like, it looks based on what you were saying, it looks like it'd be something that he hated, but he ended up becoming in what he hated the most, which was his father. So, but it was very well done because both of the endings were reliable, like they were possible endings. So very cool. Okay, next one is Tam. Go Tam.
Hmm. Give me a second, please. Okay, this movie is about a very egocentric and selfish emperor who lived avoiding the traps of a villain.
Villain.
Sorry?
Villain.
Villain. Okay, sorry.
Oh,
The emperor lived in a town in Peru.
just in
And
case of emperor.
emperor.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
thank
emperor.
you. Uh-huh,
This is emperor.
emperor. Okay. And son learned the lesson of his life by becoming a llama. First ending. Cusco and Pacha ended up by very happy, building their dream home in the hill, sorry. On the other hand, Krunk took charge of letting a group of explorer children and Isma remained as a cat forever. The second ending is Cusco and Pacha ended up being very, very happy too and living together with their families. On the other hand, Krunk took charge of leading a group of explorer children, and after Isma had turned human again, they together start a new plan to try to end Cusco and Pacha's happiness once again.
Oh gosh. Yeah, let's just start with Ale. Ale, which one do you think it's the real ending?
I think the real one is the first one.
Okay. Tani.
Um, I think it's um the real one is the first one,
Okay.
I think.
Okay. Faudi?
Well, I don't imagine a happy ending for none of the characters, so I would say that the first one is the real one.
But in the first one, they had a happy ending, didn't they? It was in the second one.
I think Tom said that in the second one, and the one of the characters ended being like happy, but in the first one, I think they weren't.
I don't know. Sam,
Misunderstood.
can you elaborate on that too? So before we make Faudi's decision.
And no, teacher. I think both are really similar.
Okay, so none of them have like a happy ending.
No,
Okay, yeah. Okay, Faudi, no, so there is no happy ending. Do you still keep your choice as the first one, or do you want to change it to the second one?
No, the first one.
The first one. I want to go for the second one because everybody chose the first one, so I want to say the second one just to say the second one. But okay, Tam, which is the first one? Which is the first one? Which was the real one?
the first one.
The first one is the real one.
Yeah.
Okay, but that was good. That was good. Okay, Tani, go for it.
Okay. In my case, I choose a TV series. Okay. The series is about an orphaned girl who was adopted by a man and a woman to do housework on the Green Gables farm. But the two, well, they were expecting a boy, not a girl. The girl was very optimistic and had an amazing imagination. This helped her to cope with all the problems that came her way. Throughout the series, and that is the name of the girl, meets a boy who she thinks she fell in love with, but he had always wanted to study medicine and was very focused on it. Besides, the boy is already engaged, and so she thought she had no chance with him. Now the first end, and however, Gilbert, that is the name of the boy, calls off their marriage because he realized that he is in love with Anne and decides to have a long distance relationship with her, since the two have different plans to fulfill. Now the second end, even though he knew that he had feelings for Anne because he thought that she didn't feel anything for him, the two went on their way after a painful separation for both of them, and thinking it was another unrequited love.
Okay, guys, let's start with Tam. Tam, which one do you think is the real one?
I don't know, I think it's the second.
Okay. Ale?
Yeah, I think it's the second one.
Okay. Faudi, which one do you think is the real one?
I think the first one.
Okay, I'm gonna go for the second one. Let's see. Tani, which one was the real one?
Let me see, teacher, let me see, because
That is, both of them are so convincing that I no longer remember which one is the real one and which one is not.
Okay, the real one is the first.
So Ale, Sam, and I, we are completely wrong because we chose the second one. Okay, that was very interesting. Okay, guys. So for next class, we're gonna be reading a quick article that talks about on how to be more confident or how to sound more confident. So we're gonna be doing it together here in class. So be ready to read out loud because we're gonna be reading. And remember, we don't read boring. We read like commercials. We read like stars. We read like audiobooks. So get ready for that. And on Thursday, we're gonna be reading this together. Okay. That being said, it was genuinely a pleasure to see you again and to be your teacher for this period. I hope you have an amazing rest of your evening. Take care, and I'll see you on Thursday.
Good night, teacher. See
Good
you.
night. Thank you.
Thank you, teacher. Good night.